Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to a video. I know it's been forever, but here we are, dropping a video. I alluded to it earlier this week. This is my Saturday surprise. I hope you enjoy. Today, though, we're talking about the Vanguard beta. It just wrapped up earlier this week. Today's actually the last day of it, but obviously video's coming out later. But I want to take this opportunity to talk about the beta, my thoughts and my opinions, what I'm looking forward to going forward, and kind of giving you guys, you know, a general vibe if you maybe played it and you're looking to, you know, bounce ideas or listen to somebody else's ideas, or maybe you didn't get to play it or didn't want to play it and you just want to watch a video about it. Here we are. So roll the intro and let's get it popping. Before we get into the nitty-gritty of the video, though, I just want to address one thing. If you're not the biggest fan of Call of Duty, you hate Call of Duty, anything along those lines, this game isn't going to change anything for you. I just want to let you know right here, right now, this isn't going to change anything. This Call of Duty, in my opinion, is fantastic. They have a great base, you know, going forward. I think they have the potential to do something pretty good with this one after Cold War is kind of a flop. But they didn't reinvent the wheel here. This is a Call of Duty game. It really all it is. I enjoy Call of Duty for what it is, which is shooting bad guys and playing with my friends. Bad guys. That's all it is. I appreciate the optimism, but if you were coming to this Call of Duty thinking that they were going to change up the game, the formula, and go groundbreaking and release this spectacular brand new thing, I hate to tell you, it's not looking like that's what it's going to be. If you just like Call of Duty, this is a good option. I think it's fantastic. In terms of a Call of Duty game, I think it's great. But with that out of the way, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this goddamn review. Obviously, in traditional queso fashion, we're going to be playing the game, doing a live comm whilst we talk about the game. As for what we were given through the beta, going into the beta the last 2 weekends, I think they did a stellar job. We're into the Thompson a little bit here. You already know. I obviously don't want to be too biased on this review either. You know, I want to keep it as, you know, down the middle as possible. Give you guys a non-biased take. Give you like legitimate thoughts and opinions on this game versus just the COD fanboy in me that just is, you know, going on and on about how great Call of Duty is and yada yada yada. As I just fumble the out of that one. The first things we'll talk about, I mean, aside from the map design, I think the map's fantastic. They did a great job of combining the traditional 3-lane structure of a Call of Duty map with the destructive environments that they're aiming for, which I think is a good job. I mean, obviously they're doing something that's been in a lot of other games, but I think they did a great job of trying to make it their own. I mean, it's hard to make breaking a building your own. I mean, it's breaking a building. It's, you know, it's nothing that's revolutionary. But I think it's cool. It's a great addition for Call of Duty. I'm glad they're getting onto the evolving maps. And how this map just goes from a, you know, goes from somewhat close quarters to really opening up the heart of this map a lot just through some destruction. But like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of Red Star. It's the most Modern Warfare-y maps out of all of them. That's not to take away anything from Modern Warfare. I had a great time. And like I've said numerous times on stream, which by the way, if you don't know, I do stream Monday through Friday here on the channel. The other thing I want to talk about is gameplay. For the game feels smooth. I like it a lot. In terms of gunplay, I think the guns all feel really, really good. I was really nervous when they announced the 10 attachments aspect of things because it's like, how are you going to be able to balance it? But I like what they're doing with it. You know, I think the 10 attachments, it really allows for you to be creative in building the gun exactly how you want it to play. I've preached it up and down that I was a really big fan of how in Modern Warfare you had the conversion kits and you could turn your M4 into a sub or a sniper rifle and so on and so forth. You really had that customization. Like, you could turn the AK-47 into the RPD or the 74U. Like, you didn't have to select those guns particularly. You could just make them yourself, which I thought was pretty cool. With Cold War, they stopped that, and all the attachments were the same, and that kind of got annoying. But with this game, for the most part, obviously there are some repeat attachments for guns, but every gun feels really, really unique. I love the fact that pretty much every gun has a conversion kit. You know, if you want to turn the Thompson into a 9mm fast firing, low recoil gun, you can do that. The fact that you turn the STG into a sub if you want to, or the BAR, for example, you could turn that thing fully into a LMG if you really wanted to, which is fantastic. So I think with the guns, they're definitely down the right path. Obviously balancing right now, everything feels viable. Obviously there are guns that are better than other guns. You know, the Thompson for the first day or two that we were playing was the most dominant sub, as I just get fried. It was the most dominant sub. They made some patches, which is really cool to me, that they were patching the game damn near daily to make adjustments to make it more balanced. I could be totally wrong. It just felt like they were making changes daily at least, but everything feels viable. It didn't feel like I was going to be punished for not using the meta weapons. It didn't feel like because I wasn't using the 74U, if I ran into the 74U, I was done for. Where like Cold War, I don't want to hate on Cold War too awful much. I mean, I understand the game was rushed, but they did have an opportunity to mend things. They didn't. Wow, absolute burger play there, golly. But everything feels really, really viable, which I really, really like. The time to kill feels just a hair too fast for my liking. I mean, I kind of got used to it after a while, but the fact that the machine pistol is, I just absolutely dropped that. The time to kill feels a little bit fast, though. I feel like they tone it down just a little bit. I mean, I understand World War II, obviously these soldiers aren't bullet sponges, you know, they're real people, and it feels like that. And I like how the game feels like, obviously they used the Modern Warfare 2019 engine in terms of like mounting and yada yada yada, but I like how it feels. I mean, at least in my opinion, it does feel a little bit slower. The character models feel a little bit clunkier, you know, when you're moving around. Obviously it's not like a clunky game, the movement's really fluid, but you feel a little bit slower. Even when you're using subs and throwing subs and knives, which I think is cool, because I mean, like it's accurate to a sense that, you know, in World War II they weren't super soldiers. I mean, these are Joe Schmoes that are out here trying to catch W's on the Pacific or Eastern Front. And so it was cool it's cool to feel that kind of weight in your weapons and feel that weight in your movements and everything. I mean, obviously you got the COD sliding and stuff. Cool 42, really a 42, holy shit. All in all though, in terms of gameplay, I mean, we'll talk about guns more here in a minute. I definitely feel like we're at a really solid spot. It'll be interesting to see how they treat balancing. 42 and 20, that's crazy. It'll be interesting to see how they treat balancing, but like I said, I'm very excited. I'm trying very hard to contain my excitement because to curb it per se, because I was really, really excited for Cold War, and then I played the beta, and I haven't really talked to too many people about it, but I almost quit Call of Duty at the beta because I just couldn't figure out how to play it, and I just felt terrible. I just felt like an absolute garbage can, and that was kind of before I realized that, you know, like, people watch me for me. They don't care if I, you know, go for 150 kills or I go for 2. And you want to hear me talk, and they want to hear me make jokes and mirror my opinions, I think, which I appreciate greatly. But this reminds me of like the Modern Warfare 2019 beta. That made me like really hopeful and really optimistic and excited for Call of Duty, and I felt like I was like a good Call of Duty player. I felt like people would watch me not only for my jokes, but also for my gun skills, which are, I'm trying super hard to get better every single day. In terms of gameplay, I really like the movement system. I know a lot of people aren't the biggest fan of 2019, but at the same time, a lot of people are really, really big on Modern Warfare and think it's the best COD that we've had in years, which for a while there I would agree with you. As you get this patrol game with probably my second favorite gun. I don't even know. I love a lot of the guns, but we'll talk about the guns now. Like I was saying, in terms of gameplay, everything feels pretty viable, but in terms of the guns, it's cool to feel that everything's viable because of how fast the time to kill is, while also, I mean, obviously there is a meta, so you don't feel punished for using your favorite gun. You know, say you're a big STG fan. Well, that's a bad example because the STG is one of the best guns of the game, but like, you're a big STG fan and it's not the best gun in the game, but you can still make plays with it, still get kills with it, make plays and be a competitive Call of Duty player with whatever gun you decide to pick up, which is really cool. I like that aspect of COD. It's great to see that. I mean, obviously that's going to change. You know, it's a beta. Not everything's set in stone quite yet. you know, we're gonna see some changes. Things are gonna get broken, I'm sure. I mean, it's COD, but I mean, for the time being, everything feels viable while also having a meta. It was weird for me because I definitely felt like the meta was shifting daily as to what was being used as people unlocked more and more stuff, and then attachments and the builds were going. And that's the cool thing too, is because like with all the different builds with the 10 attachments, is like you saw people build run and gun STGs, and then you have people like me just being, you know, solid and holding lanes with like a light movement. My mobility was really just focused on traversing the map. It wasn't really focused on like running and gunning. It was really just to be able to make plays for my team, put us in a good position to like catch W's. My build was for that though. My build on my STG is to just put myself in a position to make plays. My bar is definitely that hunker down, hold angles, you know, be a really solid anchor for my team, because I mean that's, you know, what an AR is like kind of supposed to do. At least that was my interpretation of it. The ARs, all the ARs feel really good, except for the Itra burst. I wasn't a big fan of that, but I've never really been a big fan of burst weapons. I've never really been good with them. All the ARs feel really good. The STG pretty dominant in the beta here. The bar, very good long range weapon. Fries kids, I love using it. The Volk AR, super duper good. It felt like a really fast run and gun sub with AR damage and range, which was super duper nice. The NZ41, I used that for a day there. I know a lot of the pro players like Kenny from 100T, he was using it and saying nothing but good things about it. And I used it for a while, and I definitely can agree. Like, it's a very solid option in terms of ARs. But that's the thing, like I said, you know, everything feels viable. So SMGs, the Thompson, like we saw last game, very good, super high fire rate. The MP40, I kind of get Modern Warfare MP5 vibes, super good fire rate, or like a really solid fire rate, great damage output, great range on it, felt fantastic, really competitive throughout the entire time. The Sten, I won't lie to you and say I used it a ton, but I did use it a little bit. And when I used it, I had a good time using it. I know I saw a couple of people frying with it. I never really had those kind of games with it, but it is what it is. Honestly, didn't touch the LMG, so I can't really give you my opinion on those. From secondhand, I heard that they weren't the best in the world, but they are LMGs, so they'll definitely make waves for certain types of players. I'm sure they'll like to use those quite a bit. Both the snipers felt really good. It was nice to see snipers have flinch again. I know in Cold War, I never really felt like there was flinch. I felt like, you know, if you just didn't kill the sniper before they killed you, you were kind of, which I mean, like, yeah, sure, but you know, when you're shooting a sniper and their scope stays perfectly trained on you, is kind of frustrating. Sniper rifles though, they feel really good. I hope they don't get nerfed into the ground. I like the fact that the sniper rifles feel like, you know, you're hitting crazy shots. I definitely think the no scope, I don't know if it's a glitch or it was intentional, but it felt like the hitboxes got adjusted when you took the scope off the sniper rifles. Like you were just hitting literally anything you thought about hitting. I was starting off really well, and then kind of wheels have fallen off here towards the end of the game. GG's, 38. Tied for first in the lobby. I was playing okay. Wheels kind of fell off at the end there. I had a glide bomb, never called it in. That's tough. 20 pause, pretty solid. But snipers feel damn good. Like, I hit a couple clips and it's like, ugh, I'm sure you get a little bit of speed to them. Things start to go right. I mean, it like is really nice. I never used the M1 Garand. I mean, I used it a little bit, but not like crazily. I didn't like use it for like multiple games. I think I used it for maybe like a life or two, and I was like, God, whatever. Semi-auto gun's just not my thing. But the reload, the cha-ching, like, oh, so good. The epitome of World War II shooters. In terms of secondaries, I really only use the machine pistol and the knife. The knife feels really good. The animations are kind of weird with it, but I slide and stab in pretty solid, really cool plays that I made on Monday night. Was it Monday night? It was Monday night. Yeah, I was making crazy plays, sliding around and just stabbing people. Really cool. I enjoyed it a lot. And then the machine pistol feels fantastic, feels crazy overpowered, but only has a 10-round mag until you unlock that 40-round mag, which even then I feel like it's only good for like 2 kills because the fire rate just shoot up in the air, which would be solid. I mean, I like the fact that that's kind of like a balance for it. Yeah, I used the rat. I never touched the 1911. I used the rat. I got a couple of kills with it. I mean, I never really used secondaries to begin with, so it's hard to say. And the rocket launchers, actually, we use the Volk. I'll show off the Volk a little bit. All in all, though, the weapons feel really good. But I mean, I've been talking a lot of positives here. Obviously, I feel as though I can't just lie to you guys and say that this was all rainbows and sunshine. You know, there certainly was some things that I wasn't the biggest fan of. First things first, I hated the first couple of days I was playing on my Xbox. It was unplayable. The graphics, like, the textures were broken, like the screen would like get all these weird colors and it just looked awful. Like, I mean, I get it's a beta, you know, I get it's a test, so I don't want to hold it against them too awful much, but it definitely was frustrating. I'm super glad they got it resolved. I'm very, very glad they got it resolved. I never ran into a cheater, but I did hear that cheating was a bit of a problem. I also know that the anti-cheat's not in the game yet, so it is annoying to see cheaters still. Like, that shit needs to get taken care of ASAP. Like, look at that texture right there. That's weird. The other thing that I'm not the biggest fan of at all, the audio in this game, at least right now. Now, the first weekend I gave it a pass because I was playing on a really weird setup. The audio was just not going to work for me regardless of how I set it up. I was going to hope for this one. The audio is atrocious. It is so bad. I mean, we're not like, we won't talk about the audio quality of the dogs, like whatever. This game is terribly quiet. Like, so quiet. I have my game volume damn near maxed out, and the intro music loud as the menu, the ding ding, loud as fuck. Gunshots quiet, and I understand there's suppressors and shit, but like, it's ungodly quiet. Footsteps, like the entire game, it's not even just footsteps are quiet, the game itself is just quiet. Like, this guy talking right now, quiet. Barely can hear him. I know I'm talking a lot, but like, I barely hear him talking. Audio definitely needs to be addressed. I know Modern Warfare, a lot of people complain about how loud it was because it was loud as shit, blew up my eardrums every time I started it, but I would rather have that and be able to hear people than, you know, have to play this game strictly off of game sense of where the objective's going and where I think they're gonna be. And I mean, yeah, it hones like your sense of the game and your feel for the game, but holy shit, I shouldn't have to go Ultra Instinct to have to play this game. The audio definitely, I really hope gets addressed. Again, I know it's a beta, I know there's going to be some technical issues, I know that there's going to be some unexpected things, and I'm willing to, you know, accept that for what it is, but at the same time, holy shit, this game is so quiet. And so I'm praying that they make it a little bit louder come the main release of the game. The last thing, again, it's a beta, not holding it too much. The connectivity of the game is a little bit iffy. Definitely saw a lot of people kind of lagging, saw a lot of people like crashing out of the game. I crashed out a couple times. It hard shut off Luke's console one time. So I mean, the stability of the game, especially at servers, I mean, obviously these are things that will be addressed, hopefully, but that is something that I feel as though is reason for concern potentially. I just want this game to run as smoothly as possible, and if it doesn't and I lag out every time, or it's like Cold War that literally was like there, it could brick your console if you didn't turn off ray tracing, which I hope that's not an issue for this one, but stuff like that I feel for AAA titles not really the coolest. Again, it's a beta. I'm not saying it's the main release is going to have the same issues, but if it does, I mean, it sucks that we had to deal with them for a beta and then they weren't addressed. But again, that's kind of what this is for, is to get this out here, and if somehow, some way a Sledgehammer employee sees this and wants to use some of my critiques, I would love to have the pride of feeling as though I impacted such a impactful title. 32 with 168 seconds on. Nothing too crazy happening at the end there. 32:20, close enough. Visual, I'm not, yeah, that's annoying. It's a Call of Duty game, so people with light sensitivities probably shouldn't be playing it anyways, but still, that was pretty awful. Final thoughts, though. I am cautiously optimistic. I am very excited, and it's hard not to like go over the top with my excitement and share that with you guys. I want to keep that in check just in case somehow they fumbled the bag of all bags upon this release. Is it a fantastic effort? I think so. I really like Sledgehammer Games, the developer of this one. They really seem in touch with the community and are trying to do what we want in a Call of Duty game, and that's cool to me. Even if the game turns out to be, you know, or doesn't come out the exact way we're looking for, the fact that even in the beta, they're trying their hardest to make sure that we're heard and that we're acknowledged, and they're, you know, making changes as we go and trying their best. I have to give them a nod at that. I gotta give them a thumbs up for that. And it got me excited. It really does. It has me hopeful for this year Call of Duty. I'm really excited, and I hope that, you know, I'm trying to keep that in, but I'm hopeful that we have another good year of Call of Duty. And obviously they're making changes to Warzone and stuff. I can't speak on that quite yet, and I really don't want to talk about all the leaks and stuff that came out just because this is mainly focused on what we've seen in front of us. In terms of the big 3 shooters coming out, this is the first one. This is one that we've really got our hands on, and I think it's great. It's going to be a great way to start the trilogy that's coming out. Obviously, we got this on the 5th, November 5th. Battlefield 2042 comes out on November 22nd. And then Halo, I believe, December 8th. So within the span of a month, we get the big 3 coming out. And I'm very excited. It's going to be a great time for games. But let me know down below. Are you guys excited? Are you guys looking forward to other stuff? We're going to do some videos on Halo and Battlefield when those are coming out. I'm going to expand, obviously, into everything else. Yes, the reason I want to talk about this is because this channel was founded on Call of Duty gameplay and stuff, and I want to, you know, be in touch with my roots while also expanding and letting you guys know that, hey, I don't just play Call of Duty. Well, yes, it is what I do a lot of. It's because I'm good at it and I enjoy it with my friends, but at the same time, I like playing other stuff too. So I hope you guys are willing to be a part of that journey as well. But anyways, though, if you're new to the channel and you like the content, feel free to leave a like on the video and consider subscribing if you're new. Like I said, we stream Monday through Friday. We're posting on Saturdays now. Just you guys are getting 6 days of queso if you guys are really about that lifestyle. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. I don't want to get too sentimental with the 500 video. That's coming up soon as well. But I love you guys. Thank you so much for all of the support. It really, truly does mean the world to me. 520 of you want to watch my stupid ass play video games almost every day, and that's incredible. But I love you guys. Stay safe, stay healthy. And I will see ya when I see ya.